And hello, everyone. Welcome in our umbraCoffee episode. It's been a while. I feel like I haven't been here for months because it was months. Last time when Callum was here, I wasn't there. I almost forgot how to run it. That's what I can say only. But I'm so glad that I practiced in the last 5 minutes before we went live. So it should be okay. Hello, lovely gentlemen. I'm joined today by Matt, Tobias, and Owen. And for some of you, you might get familiar with some of these faces, but for majority of us, there are some new faces here, which I would love to introduce to us. So maybe Matt, maybe you can start from introducing yourself to the community and us.
Yeah, nice to meet everybody. My name's Matt Swain. I'm a .NET kind of senior .NET developer. I'm currently freelance, but working with a company called Pixel Builders in Leeds in England. My journey really has been mainly from a Kentico side of things. So I did a lot of work with Kentico, did a little bit of work with Umbraco probably 5 or 6 years ago. And then again transitioned back into Kentico. At the time, I thought it was a stronger product. Don't shoot me. But then, yeah, going forward, Kentico's licensing has increased quite a bit recently. They're between various different versions of Kentico, different challenges with that. So I got an opportunity probably 6 or 7 months ago to step back into the Umbraco world and into the Umbraco community. I jumped into an Umbraco commerce project kind of straight off the bat, and yeah, really pleasantly surprised with just how far the Umbraco product has come in 5 or 6 years. The standard of the Umbraco commerce solution that certainly Matt Brailsford was heading up was a lot stronger than I anticipated. So I had some quite serious doubts, I would say, coming back into it and going, is this going to work? Is this going to fit with what we need it to do? And yeah, I was really pleasantly surprised with the functionality that was there out the box, the customizability of it. And yeah, just how easy Umbraco was to use. And so really excited to get back into Umbraco. And yeah, I've been welcomed with open arms by everyone I've spoken to so far. So that's been a really positive experience as well. So yeah.
Yeah, that sounds great. Tobias, what about you? How your journey with Umbraco started?
Yeah, well, my name is Tobias, and I'm a young man, 40 years of age, 3 kids, a big one and a small one right now, and I think 6 months of age. So I'm not sleeping at the moment. So if I tell you stories that doesn't have not happened, that's why. Then I'm delirious. That's the explanation. Just stay ahead of that. My journey is, or my role in today CO3 as a company is that I'm the head of Umbraco together with a guy some of you may know, Anders Burla, because Anders ran a company called T Solution, who built T-commerce, which now is vendor / Umbraco Commerce. And before I joined today's CO3, I ran my own business with 3 partners, and we were like 14, 15 people building primarily dynamic web e-commerce and Umbraco for websites. I'm not a developer, but I'm into the technical stuff. My background is from the ERP business, super boring, but that's where I was born in the IT business. I think 2001 I started in the EP business. So we brought Umbraco into today's CO3, and we acquired T Solutions, now we are a gold partner, and we are really going all in the Umbraco community. I used to work at a place called Dynamic Webs, where I was the product manager for the e-commerce product there years ago, 16 years ago or something like that.
So yeah, I can speak dynamic web as well. A small part of my heart right now is beeping like crazy to dynamic web products. So we could go out of the line and go to talk about it for a while. But that's good. That's good. I didn't know that. So that's great. But now you're here. And last but not least, a new face for the community as well. Alain, can you introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Sure. Yeah. So I'm a developer at Jig Digital, who are based in Bristol. I'm based in Edinburgh in Scotland. I work fully remote. umbraco MVP, head up a couple of initiatives like the Community Corner, kind of taken over the Umbraco Tuesday from Pete Duncanson, and kind of just a community member, just here to say hi.
No, thank you very much for joining me today. As I said before we went live, Callum is still traveling and being involved in multiple initiatives, and we try to exchange this hosting initiative between us here. And of course, we will talk about everything Umbraco, commerce, and everything else related. So it will be a long. I have a long list of news to talk about. So yeah, let's jump onto it, and we can start. You've mentioned some of the good old days, Tobias, and let's start from celebration, because Umbraco, during the period when we haven't seen each other, celebrated 19th birthday. So it was 19 years ago when a group of people decided to build something what we use right now on a daily basis and show it to the wider audience. And we could check on this tweet, but we were trying to use our calculators before we went live to calculate what was the year 19 years ago, and it turned out to be 2005. Guys, what were you doing in 2005?
I think I worked at a place called Columbus, an EP business, and I remember I had my own office and I smoked in the office cigarettes. It was allowed.
Yeah.
Crazy to think about today, right?
Yeah. The world has changed. Matt, what about you?
I was still at university, 19 years ago. So, yeah, in university, in the student union, probably drinking a couple of pints of some beer of some variety, pretending that I was interested in what I was supposed to be doing at the time.
I'm trying to think, 2005 was probably, I think, just graduated. So I was either working in PHP land and kind of working for a wee agency across the water. But I'm glad you worked out it was 2005, because that's what I've got in the t-shirt.
Yeah.
So if I got that date wrong, it would have been embarrassing.
Yeah, I realized that I was 17 years old then. So as I said earlier, I was probably playing basketball, drinking beer in between, and I didn't know that the computer can be used to writing something else than playing Sims on the computer then. So it was my understanding of computers then. But that's good that it was different for these guys who built it. So, but I wanted to share something. What Terence is here with us on the chat. But Terence did an amazing video. I appreciated it already. But he recorded a video of him doing a review of Umbraco, like it was 2005. You can see the Windows XP behind the scenes, and that was a really nice Umbraco 2 version, 2-ish version, as he said, being explored during this video, and I highly encourage you to watch it. It brought a lot of good memories, even of me playing this Sims. It was exactly on the same monitor like that when I was doing this outside of my school. But yeah, it was 19 years ago, and again, right now, I probably no one thought that it will evolve such a lot. But also, every company. Again, I'm speaking for everyone, but maybe it's not true. But everyone tried to build their own CMS. Everyone tried to build some kind of way of editing content, but something happened. And we know that Umbraco right now is one of the best editors experience related CMSs and content management. It's very flexible, easy to scale, and so on. But something happened then to push forward all of those amazing people to build it and to expand it. And Matt, you've mentioned Cantico and some other ones. Do you also use other CMSs today? Is Umbraco a fallback for you guys to work with? How you competed right now with other ones?
Yeah, I think certainly Umbraco's kind of taken a big leap forward, certainly for me, and we're certainly pushing Umbraco a lot more than Kentico now. I think a big part of it came out in the kind of winter keynote with Umbraco, but it's all about that return on investment, that value for money. What are you actually getting from that product? And I think Umbraco is certainly a lot further ahead than it was 5 or 6 years ago, and it's really, really strong in that area now of here's how much it's actually going to cost the end client, here's how quickly we can build solutions, here's what's available out of the box, here's our blocks and our packages we've already got available, here's our vanilla solutions, and here's and how quickly we can get you to market from absolute zero to having a fully functioning set-up website very, very quickly for that really, really good return on investment. And certainly with any other .NET CMS out there, I'm just not seeing that same return on investment that's there. It doesn't have everything available out of the box. Umbraco, it isn't perfect, as I'm sure we're all aware by now. But again, it's just that return on investment, that good value proposition that you can go in with, that is a fully fledged content management system backed by a lot of people. It's really strong functionality wise, and it's relatively low cost, and yeah, it's a great product at the moment. So it's certainly ahead of Kentico in my book at the moment, and certainly getting, again, from a freelance point of view, trying to get more and more into the Umbraco realm. There are a lot more clients, a lot more customers, a lot more end users who are finding Umbraco themselves, who are kind of coming to us saying, right, we want to use Umbraco, whereas traditionally that hasn't always happened, or certainly not in my book.
Yeah. And Owen, maybe you now, do you use anything else than Umbraco at the moment? I'm curious.
No, I'm through and through Umbraco.
Yeah,
I have in the past. I used Sitefinity. Was it Telerik Sitefinity? Was my CMS in the past, but no, just through and through Umbraco. This is what I tend to use.
Yeah. And Tobias, just as a sneak peek, do you use other systems as well at the moment?
I should say no, but
no, be honest. Be honest.
Of course, I'll be honest. We use Dynamic Web, and we use a bit of HubSpot. But HubSpot is primarily for, where email marketing and CRM and CMS is, fairly close connected, that it makes sense. And Dynamic Web is more, we have a lot of turnkey solutions for Dynamic Web with e-commerce, PIM, and CMS in one platform. But we are, our Umbraco department are really growing, and we get a lot of questions about new clients want asking directly for Umbraco. So I think that's I've seen Umbraco over the years being really stable as a platform and as a community, and I think it's the easy choice for a lot of clients, because of the community, and there's so many very skilled partners out there. So it's not that risky to choose that CMS, because you can pack your bags and go on to the next partner with your source code and solution.
Yeah, but why I brought this question is because of the evolution of CMS in general, and I'm glad that you've mentioned things like HubSpot, because even from my perspective as a Umbraco developer back in the days, we stepped onto the solutions in which Umbraco is sometimes often a small part in, and right now it's trying to become a bigger part, also thanks to the products like Umbraco Commerce, which we will be talking about soon. But as a close of this kind of part, I wanted to just bring this tweet that was also shared by Umbraco HQ this week. It's the number of nominated categories where Umbraco is nominated into critical awards, CMS critical awards. And right now it's like a best DXP, free CMS, headless CMS, enterprise CMS, open source CMS, composable solution, and AI solution. It's a lot of the categories and a lot of the areas where CMSs can be placed now, and of course CMS is just one of the part, again, of the puzzles. So that's exciting and scary at the same time, because right now we are no longer talking only about content that is displayed somewhere, but often we talk about some relations, some kind of processes behind the scenes, workflows, and many other things that are happening. But by the way, we can all vote help Umbraco to win some of this. So that's a call to action for us here. And as always, I will also gather all of the links that we'll be talking to and put them onto the video description so we can find them there. And who knows, maybe at some of the future events we'll be celebrating Umbraco winning on one of these categories. I can't remember now which awards Umbraco won this year, but there were a couple of them already. Because obviously, again, maybe we are biased. Some of us definitely are. But I truly think that Umbraco deserves a lot of the awards amongst the other CMSs, because I also used a lot of them, and I always fall back to Umbraco because I truly like using it, and people who work with it at the end of the day, they also like it. So yeah, that's it. So yeah, 19th birthday and amazing community activities around that. Also including another community initiative that was celebrating the birthday with this release. Of course, it's the Script team that released the mid-month digest with, of course, this celebration as well mentioned, with a little bit of history and the messages from the team, and an amazing group of links and articles that we cannot walk through during this episode today, but truly go to the Script release and explore, and the team is always highlighting all of the efforts and these beautiful pictures from the community and people who are celebrating across the world, because there were people from literally across the world sharing their pictures that celebrated, which is worth to mention here. But speaking about celebrations, I think, Owen, that's something for you right now, and something for me to admit as well. You've mentioned your T-shirt today, Umbraco Teas Day. I was the one who tried to boost the knowledge about it. I was literally awaiting it for the whole week to end up in the position of wearing black no Umbraco T-shirt today and running out of my house without it. So tell us more, and tell us all the other people maybe who are not wearing Umbraco wardrobes today. What is the Umbraco Teas Day and why it's today?
Oh, that's a good question, because I had to actually find out where Umbraco Teas Day kind of kicked off from. Because basically, I set up a website probably about 2 months ago. Is it umbracoteasday.today? It was basically what I found is, because since X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it, and we've moved away from that, we've gone on to Mastodon, but then some people aren't on social medias at all either. Then it's trying to find a central point where we can tell people when Umbraco Teas Day actually is. So I set up the website and then asked Pete Duncanson if he was the person that originally set up Umbraco Teas Day, and he was. So I wrote a blog about it as well. Basically just the conversation that Pete and I had on Twitter to find out where Umbraco Teas Day came about. And it's just a way for the community to kind of come together, show their appreciation for Umbraco as a CMS, but also, I think, as I said, brings everybody together in a virtual sense. You just wear your Umbraco tees, or it doesn't even have to be a T-shirt. It can be a hoodie, it can be a sticker, it can be tea bags around your neck. Like, socks, caps, homemade stuff. It doesn't matter. Even I think I've seen some T-shirts. Maybe Martin, a black T-shirt with a sticker on it, that would have done you too.
Yeah, that would count.
But yeah, it's just anything really, just to kind of bring people together.
I think it's an amazing initiative, and to be fair, more than half of my closet is Umbraco clothes. So I believe that was probably I win a lot on the lottery today because by not wearing Umbraco related thing. So, but I think it's amazing, and I haven't seen this across other communities, and it was always a really cheerful moment for everyone just to catch up, see each other, and especially I do remember this happening over the pandemic when we were all in the house, and of course for me personally it would be easier if I would be at home right now because I would just swap the T-shirts. But that was really cool, and as you can see, people are celebrating across, and there is even umbraCoffee Inception at the moment. You can see on the screen. So yeah, let's celebrate it. Let's keep it up. And I'm glad that you took over the initiative, and there's a vibe amongst us in the community to really continue this. And
because usually it's usually announced for a specific date, or if there's something happening, and I messed up the dates, and it should have been last Friday for the birthday. But it is what it is. It's now live, but it tends to be kind of. It doesn't even have to be just me that announces an Umbraco Tuesday. If anybody else thinks there's a reason or a date that we should maybe have an Umbraco Tuesday, get in touch with me, and I'll update the website, and we'll put a new countdown on it for the next one. But there's also for something a bit different, I've put a gallery now onto the Umbraco Teas website, so there'll be a historical kind of reference to past events, so it's not just forgotten about, just so that it's not kind of just stuck on Twitter or social medias.
Yeah, but that's something that I often relate to, because I scroll through that hashtag and I see that, okay, it was in January last time, or some people shared it somewhere ahead of time. So it's really cool, and you can celebrate as well with the coffee, as some of the people does. But
and
yeah,
if we wanted to buy an Umbraco t-shirt, where do we get an Umbraco t-shirt from?
That's a commerce thing that we will mention. Let's talk about it. Of course, we'll bring it to the agenda today. But that's a good question. That was happening. The Umbraco swag store was in the making for a long time. I do remember that, and there was also a commerce demo that Matt did based on the Umbraco commerce store. But also there is a community store, Owen, that you are running as well. So maybe we can start from there, and then we will head to Umbraco commerce, because Owen, you've started something what is called like an Umbraco community store, right? So some of the t-shirts can be bought here as well.
Yeah, so there is an official swag store from Umbraco, but it turns out to be quite expensive to get any of the swag into the UK since Brexit, basically. And so it was a conversation again that happened on Twitter. I think there was a design taken from the back office login screen, made into a t-shirt, and then I contacted Umbraco HQ, because you can contact them if you've got an idea that you maybe want some support from HQ from, and anybody can do that. And I kind of said to them, look, what do you think of this idea of having a community swag store? So there's no official Umbraco swag on this store. It's all designs that either come into my head or somebody sent me as an idea, and we put it on here. The store makes absolutely no money. It's a non-profit making scheme. It's just done for the love of trying to get people some swag that's Umbraco related in some way. So there's like Umbraco t-shirts, there's High Five You Rock t-shirts, there's I'm Basing t-shirts. I think there's baby grows, there's mugs, there's a lot of different products on there. And yeah, it's just umbracocommunity.store. So
yeah, we'll link it up. But of course, the initial question about this was relating back to the Umbraco swag store, which we need to find out who broke it, because we need to find it, who broke it. It's not working. The website is down. Maybe everyone wanted to buy t-shirts for Umbraco Teas Day. And then we have some performance issue to solve right now with the store. Who knows? But who is better to talk about this? Maybe like not Umbraco community, Umbraco commerce community team members, like you guys, because of course, maybe it wasn't obvious, it wasn't stated yet and named that, but Matt and Tobias, you are both also new members of the new team that has been formed in Umbraco community and Umbraco community and HQ crossovers. It's called Umbraco Commerce Community Team. And I know you had a meeting yesterday as well as a team. Tell us more about it. Tell us what it is, what the team does, what are your plans, and is swag.umbraco.com a store that you want to fix as well at some time? Matt, maybe you can start then.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. So, yeah, as Martin said, I'm part of the Umbraco Commerce Community Team that was formed in 2024. So we had our first meeting yesterday. So good turnout. I think everybody on the team arrived for the first meeting, which is always a bonus. So yeah, it was led by Matt Brailsford, who is heading up the Umbraco Commerce team, and then also Belette as well. So it was a meeting initially. We had some introductions. We went through the kind of standardized approaches. We looked towards, I guess, the future as to what the plans are, what the purpose of the team is. Matt gave us a demo on some exciting new functionality around shipping providers. So that's really, really nice. Again, I started with version 12 of Umbraco Commerce probably about 4 or 5 months ago. You start to dig into, not particularly for the project I'm currently doing, but you start to dig into the functionality and looking at what is the flexibility that's in there, what's kind of built, what's available, what would be nice to add to this, and certainly shipping kind of calculations, shipping providers was quite a big area where I thought it's okay, it works, but it's a little bit basic. And if by magic, it's the first thing that we get demoed in the Umbraco kind of Umbraco meeting by Matt was the kind of new shipping functionality that's in there. So this was released into a release candidate, and then it was also pushed out on Wednesday Wednesday the 21st of Feb into the Umbraco Commerce release. So 13.1 now includes quite a bit of new functionality around shipping, which is really nice. Before, it was just kind of fixed rate shipping. So you had your shipping providers or your shipping methods, and you could say, here is the amount that we're going to charge for that shipping method, which isn't particularly ideal in a lot of situations, especially in the UK. Up in Scotland, Owen, there are a lot of places where it's very difficult to ship to various islands, and having the ability to certainly out of the box actually hook into other systems and other providers makes that really exciting proposition. So we've now got two kind of additional areas that you can configure within Umbraco. There's the fixed rate shipping, which I've talked about. There's now dynamic rate shipping, which means based on weight calculations or based on size, width, height, kind of drop calculations of the actual items that you're purchasing within your order. You can set up loads of different rules and loads of different calculations around that. So you can say up to a particular weight, it's going to be this amount, and then over this weight or within these weight bands, this shipping method isn't available at all, or we might introduce extra charges. Those charges might be percentage based, it might be fixed for the particular order, or fixed per each order item. So again, there's a lot of new functionality in there. There's a lot of configurable out of the box functionality with regards to dynamic rate shipping. And then an exciting one, again, talking about addresses, is we've got real-time rate shipping as well. So at the moment, I think the example that's in there is DHL Express and a couple of others, but obviously these are just frameworks which you can then customize and extend yourselves to plug into kind of other shipping providers that your client or customer may want. But again, we've got the ability for, this is the location of the store, this is the warehouse, this is where we're actually shipping our information or shipping our products from. Based on the kind of shipping address of where it's going to, that then can do real-time lookups into the kind of shipping providers to actually find out a realistic estimate of how much that's actually going to cost to ship that product, or whether it's even possible to ship those products to those particular environments. So again, DHL Express is in there, that's configurable within Umbraco, and again, further down the line, lots of marketplace opportunities, lots of community opportunities for people to extend those shipping providers into various UK, European, American shipping providers, to again actually have that real-time shipping in there. So again, some really good traction on that. There's some really good direction for fit for that sort of shipping. And again, all of these are extensible, they're customizable, you can build on top of, which is a real great feature through and through from Umbraco. But again, it sits inside Umbraco, so you've got that interface, you've got that configuration, you're not having to learn multiple different systems for the end user to actually configure their store. So that was a big part of yesterday. I'll let Tobias speak for a couple of minutes maybe.
Yeah.
Mr. Shipping, Matt Swain.
I was going to say, but that's Tobias, probably something what sounds like a normal for you, because I know that Dynamic Web, for example, has a huge efforts put into this dynamic shipping, pricing parts and so on. It's like something what seemed to be missing here, right? And of course, right now we talk about it as it would be something very new. But if I talk a lot with the people who are running e-commerce businesses, for them it's like a missing part. So having it here is like, okay, cool, we have it now. Let's move on. Let's move on to something else. And I believe that Tobias, your role would be also more on cross paths in between of the business and the commerce needs, and then maybe software to really match these needs. Is that correct? How you see your role in the
Well, I think you're right. And back in the day when I worked with Dynamic Web at the company, I think our benchmark was a lot of times Magento at that time. I think we're talking like 2007 or something like that. Today we just expect that all that shipping functionality is within the commerce system. But I think we have although we are only men, we have a quite diverse team. I think we both have like developers and non-developers, and I think that's a really good fit because we get a lot of perspectives. Sometimes when we need to go to detail, we can do that. Sometimes when we need to go up, in the helicopter, we can do that and have a wider perspective at stuff. What I tried to address yesterday was that I'm very curious about the strategy about the Umbraco commerce, because, well, for starters, it's really a big thing that Umbraco acquires a commerce company, because they have always been, preaching this best of breed approach to everything. We just a user-friendly CMS, then do what you want with us, and now we also have a commerce system within Umbraco. So I'm also thinking, what's the next acquisition? Are they heading towards a more all-in-one system? Are they going to acquire Struct as a PIM system, or what are the next moves? Of course, we cannot know that, but they want to aim. Umbraco wants to aim this product towards the mid-market. I think that's a very good approach, but there is a kind of a gap in if you look at the roadmap, and there's a lot of low maintenance features that they are going to build, but I don't believe that. I think a lot of those features are just to come to par on the product, so they can, as you said, move on and build all the good stuff. So I don't think they need to focus on functions and features. I think they need to focus on extensibility, APIs, because I think they should keep doing what they have done so good, thinking best of breed. So using a separate PIM system, using a separate freight system, a separate ERP system, so forth. So I think they need to do what they do best and make this tool the best tool for the developers, because they are the key to a good solution, a solution that is working and is stable and is fast to implement. So that's what I believe they should do.
Sounds like a good mission, and as an ex-developer and having other developers here next to me, I would say that's amazing to see. And also maybe Owen, you can speak for yourself, but for having the commerce capabilities within such a close reach to our hands, because we are of course building, let's say, Umbraco solutions, and now extending it with a commerce part, it seems to be way easier. And right now everyone can start an e-commerce business in theory, because the same is like with the other stores, like Shopify, for example, always praises this mission that, you start your shop in 5 minutes. Now, if you are building Umbraco solutions, you have Umbraco website, it will be easier to build Umbraco store next to or on top of it, right? But how you see it, Owen, from your perspective, how you deal with the commerce part of Umbraco journey from your already an e-commerce manager as well position, right?
Well, that's nice. I would have loved to have used kind of commerce or e-commerce in an Umbraco solution for the store. But to be honest, the way that the store is set up, it's actually hosted by the printing company. So there's absolutely no overheads for me at all, and I don't even deal with the orders. It just literally trundles through, and before you know it, you've got a t-shirt arriving at your doorstep. And now, for me, that was important, just to not have to have that bottleneck of things being sent to me, and then I have to then go to the post office to send them back out again. But no, I'm interested to see kind of Umbraco's strategy with e-commerce, and I haven't touched. I played around with Vendor when it was Vendor, but I haven't touched it since it's all been bought over by Umbraco. So I'm interested to kind of have a play around with it, but.
But that's a good trajectory. I think the headless composable stuff that you've mentioned, Tobias, as well, are important right now, because the world is moving with the crazy pace forward, and we need to just keep up. And I'm excited. I know that Matt also and the rest of the team are all hands-on on doing all of these things, really available for us. But it will be really great to see where it will go. But it opened up a lot of room for people who are not only CMS related. And now also a lot of feedback from the community and users and businesses who might have some demands and requests for the e-commerce parts of the system, which is interesting to see, because maybe it will result in some kind of improvements for the CMS as well and the other stuff of the system. Interesting. I'm again we will keep an eyes open on everything what you do. I was scrolling through the community team structure during the time we were talking, but it seems like a really great team of people who have different kind of experience. And as other teams, I always mention that when we talk about community teams, it always brought up a lot of fresh ideas and a lot of the cool information, because it's basically the voice of people who are using the tool or are exposed to using the tool on a daily basis. So fingers crossed, and be sure to reach out, you guys here, but also everyone who are watching us or being a part of the community. If you have ideas, ideas needs to be heard, and then ideas needs to be seen, because then they can maybe be implemented. And if you will implement the great ideas, maybe that will be another topic on my agenda today, because then you might want the MVP award, for example. As Owen mentioned, Owen, how many of the MVP titles you have officially?
5, I think. Oh, I need to check the forum to see what my badge has got on it. I can't remember. It's been a few. Yeah.
It's a tough problem to have when you can't count up the.
But at least you are still kind of a community member, as you introduced yourself today, and you can be awarded by Umbraco MVP, because there's one very dangerous thing that can stop you from receiving more, and it's then when you are joining Umbraco HQ. Because if you're an official HQ employee, you cannot be an MVP anymore. So that's a tough decision sometimes to make, but still, in the other circumstances, everyone can become an MVP. And I wanted to mention that because the very important part of the process, and not only from perspective of an MVP or the community member, is to see all of these contributions. And when we are doing here in Umbraco Office, we try to search for various activities, various things that are happening across the Umbraco sphere. But it's sometimes easy to miss exciting and amazing things that are done somewhere in someone's basement, maybe another Umbraco CMS release, maybe someone forked Umbraco and did something crazier on top of that. No one knows until we know about it. So it's often important to bring it up for attention. And this form, which is available on the mvp.umbraco.com/nominate, is for everyone, not only for the people who need to nominate themselves, because it is also possible to nominate yourself and your activity, but also to recognize someone else's efforts to be recognized. And Umbraco is always grateful as a company. I know that they confirmed it multiple times that they are very grateful for all the submissions, because it often opens up the unknowns. Some of the contributions that were never spotted, some of the people who were never publicly telling us what they do. So please make sure, it doesn't matter if it will be a developer, if it will be a manager, if it will be a Umbraco, or with the initiative event, anything, to bring it up to attention, and let us all then celebrate this award amongst the community, because it's exciting every year. So we'll find out if it will be I'm sure it will be an interesting group of people, and they will be all announced on Code Garden this year, about which I will be talking soon. But I'm just checking. The deadline for this form, that's why I placed it here today, is the 1st of March. So it's
pretty
really
soon.
Very, very soon. It's the final week to really submit the nomination. So yeah,
I
let's
think
make sure that
what you said, Marcin, as well about nominating yourself. I know it's something that people feel really hard to do, and people think, I'm not an MVP kind of person. It doesn't matter. I think still nominate yourself, because, as you say, we can't see everything, and you might be doing some amazing stuff, and we're not aware of it. So I think Umbraco just need to know about you, and just nominate yourself. It only takes 10-15 minutes, if that, and you never know, you could be up on stage at Code Garden kind of receiving your MVP award, which would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I even wrote some kind of article when I received my first MVP. I do remember that it wasn't the easy win, an easy period after that, because I always also thought that this kind of imposter syndrome, that I didn't deserve this kind of award. And you also, Owen, wrote something similar. I do remember that as well, right?
Yeah, I had a real kind of period of time after getting my MVP award of kind of going, now what? I mean, I felt so much pressure to try and keep the MVP award. And it's stupid, because now when you look back, I think the problem was I didn't know how I got my MVP award, and I still don't. I just do what I do, and it's enough. So I think, the key thing is once you become MVP, you're seen, but at the same time that doesn't make you an expert in your field, or it shouldn't put any extra pressure on you. It's just it's a kind of a thank you, I guess, from Umbraco for being great and kind of helping support the community and the product. So,
yeah. But the important part of it is that even if it's a small contribution, big contribution, something worth, not worth, it's not for us to decide. It's all about being recognized and sharing our work. There's an amazing book, I can't remember the author, but it's called Share Your Work. And this is exactly the way to share our work. And I think this is a great work, the great way to be recognized amongst our community stuff. The other ways are, of course, more hands-on, and we can talk about them as well now, because you can always release a package, or you can always release something that is possible to be installed or used with Umbraco. And releases are something what I wanted to touch up next. You've been guys mentioning the Umbraco and its evolution. We know that it evolved, and it's constantly evolving. I tried to find out what were the release numbers being released in the last month, but then I realized that who cares about the previous releases? The most recent one is the most important one. And it is a 13.2 RC, which was released relatively not that far in time, and it's the target release for the final release is March 7th, so it's really, really soon. And I've been playing with Umbraco 13 for a long time recently, and I'm amazed with that. And I hope that you also have the same kind of feelings. Do you both, Marcin and Tobias, do you work with the recent Umbraco, or have you more experience towards the previous ones?
Sorry, go on, Tobias.
I haven't. I'm not a developer, so I haven't implemented anything. But I think I worked with the Umbraco back office up until 12. From 7, I think, was the first one getting access to.
And you, Max? You touched with the recent ones, right? And it's 12, 13 already?
Yeah, Yeah, we started about 6 months ago on version 12, and then about a month ago, I did the upgrade, bit the bullet, and upgraded from version 12 to version 13. So that was, yeah, an Umbraco kind of back office upgrade and a commerce upgrade as well, and that went relatively smoothly, I have to say. It was easier than I expected to jump through from 12 to 13. Yeah. So yeah, we're currently on 13.01, I think. So yeah, we will upgrade to the latest version shortly.
Definitely, and it's of course RC right now, so there's a lot of things to be tested and confirm if it's working or not. But yeah, we can all get the overview of what was fixed and generally upgrade and test and report if anything fails. So that's the latest release. There were no patch releases, no security patches in the recent times, which is really good for mentioning here. And a couple of the packages releases that I wanted to mention. One of them is from the ex-Umbraco HQ member Shannon. Shannon released something what is called ExamineX, and it's like a search provider for Umbraco that moves the search indexes to third-party solutions like Azure Search and now also Elasticsearch. So thanks to this new extension, the indexes from Umbraco can be seamlessly transitioned to Elasticsearch cloud indexes and Elasticsearch provider, which is really cool. I had the chance to use Elasticsearch recently more often, thanks to some projects that were using it. But Shannon, I know that Shannon was working on it for a long time, and now it's being released. So kudos to Shannon and for everyone who was willing to move indexes from either Umbraco or maybe Azure Search to Elasticsearch. Right now it's easy, and with ExamineX it's just a matter of this simple configuration and it just works. So that's really nice work from Shannon. Other than that, two packages from Rick to be mentioned this week. One is the Umbraco Community Sustainability Dashboard Content App. I don't know how to name it, but it's after installation, it creates the Sustainability Content App on the pages and exposes a little bit more of the cost of either being sustainable or not being sustainable when it comes to this page and the ways to optimize it. And it's really cool. And I think that's in the world of us looking more into these metrics. And I know that a lot of the companies and also us as a developers, we will need to report more about how we are doing in this field. This is a great package to have, and it's a great work by Rick and motivation behind it from the community team as well to do it. It's a really cool one to be mentioned. And the next one from Rick was also released relatively soon, not that far in time, and it's called umbraCode. So we can generate Umbraco code straight from the console. And as a geek guy, and in the reference to Terence, the Windows XP window, I think it's worth to highlight and kudos to Rick for this great command line interface to generate the code. And anything that can help us to write code faster these days, which is not ChatGPT only, is worth to be mentioned, and it's looking really good. But last but not least, what I wanted to also mention is a lot of great packages that landed on the marketplace, and also Matt, what you've mentioned, the shipping providers and the extensions to Umbraco Commerce that are also listed right now in marketplace. They're all here, and I'm highly encouraging everyone to look on this. I found extremely useful of this functionality of this filtering here, I must say. So kudos to Umbraco for implementing it as well. But it's a lot of great packages being released now. One of them that I also wanted to highlight is using complete hangfire. These are extensions for using that are running behind other hangfire jobs. And last but not least, I haven't checked it yet in the working, but this is something what I was looking for recently for the newest Umbraco, and it's a way to manage relations in Umbraco CMS. And it seems like James here released something what does exactly what I needed. So yeah, take a look on the packages that were recently released. And yeah, if you have any cool, crazy idea for a package, reach out to anyone basically. And as we can see here, the community also made part and helped to push it to be released, and everyone can help each other to do something cool. And maybe then it will lead to an MVP award, and maybe then it will lead to some kind of umbraCoffee demo and anything else, and we'll all be aware of things that are done there.
Maybe Owen can make an add-in for a T-shirt Umbraco commerce builder.
Yeah,
You never know. Never know.
you never know.
I know what to
Ideas.
do with this.
Yeah, that's cool. Events are the next part on my list, and we can talk about them. I was trying to gather what is happening across the globe these days, because a lot is happening. And I know that Umbraco team is right now attending Dev Week in San Francisco Bay Area. So it's really interesting. It looks like Umbraco is being promoted amongst the various tools and systems in this part of the globe, and amongst the developers, because we've all kind of discussed the importance of developers in this setup, and where to look for developers, like not on the Developers Week events. So that's really cool that we are there as an Umbraco, and I'm really looking forward to some kind of updates from Umbraco HQ. Of what has happened there, maybe what was there. But closer to where we are, at least located at the moment, is the event that is happening not that far in time. Again, March 8th, 2 weeks from now, is Umbraco Spark. And any of you are going? I'm not sure, Owen, but probably you are going, I believe.
Yeah, I'll be there. Yeah.
And Matt, Tobias, are you planning to attend any of the upcoming events in the Umbraco sphere?
I've got my Code Garden tickets booked. I don't think I can make the Bristol one, unfortunately. I'm away that weekend.
Yeah, I'm not going to be that popular if I leave for Britain right now here at home. But actually, we are together with another partner called cuppa. We are arranging setting up the Umbraco DK festival.
DK festival, yeah.
And which is also will be one event with the partners on it as well. So that'll be the same day and the same venue. But I think that's going to be in November. But we are going to announce that really, really soon.
It was usually the final part of the year, from what I remember. So that's cool. But yeah, Spark, I didn't mention it a lot about it because the event is fully sold out, which is really cool. The agenda was finally announced. All of the speakers right now are publicly released and announced. So it will be an amazing event. I'm more than sure about it. There were a couple of the people who were asking for tickets, even from my Polish community. Some people asked me if there are tickets available, and I know that Moriyama announced some kind of competition on LinkedIn. I don't know if it's finalized, if it's closed or not, but if not, maybe if someone is looking for tickets, can go to the Moriyama's LinkedIn and find out if maybe they will be given with some tickets.
They posted on Twitter as well. So I think they're running overall socials a competition to give away. I think it's a single ticket. I think it is for the event. But again,
looking really forward to all the updates. I have my colleague joining the event, so I'll definitely know more about what has happened there. Pete Duncanson, also the old familiar face, is coming back to the agenda and the community. Ravi, all of the other great people who will be speaking here. I'm sure it will be a great event. But for all of those who are going and watching us right now and don't know what to do with the participants of the event, Joe, also who is another great community member, released this blog post, the ultimate guide for everyone who is joining the Bristol and Umbraco Spark, with all the information, what to expect, what to do, what to explore around the festival and the event. So yeah, be sure to look at it. And of course, as I said, the links will be included in the video description. And you've mentioned Code Garden. Of course, that's another event that I wanted to mention. The prices are constantly going up. There were a super early bird. Now it will be some kind of other phases of the ticketing pricing, and yeah, it's coming closer. I just, to be fair, I simply realized that it's end of the February already. I'm surprised, but it's end of February, so it's not that far in time. And yeah, speakers are being constantly announced. There is a first bunch of speakers. It was in 2 or 3 batches announced. So we can see, for example, Carola Santi, who was opening the Code Garden last year. She will be back and open it again. Elitsa, Nate, and a lot of HQ members, including Philip, Lottie, Emma, and other HQ members, but also Jason Wodnicka, who was doing a great talk last year. I do remember people were amazed. I couldn't attend this talk, but he seemed to deliver a really nice topic, and other great people and great topics being announced every week, I believe. But one thing that I wanted to mention, because call for proposals for Umbraco Code Garden are already closed, but Umbraco announced something what is called lightning sessions. And that's something what, as HQ named, is an opportunity for people who maybe are not ready for a full talk at the conference and on the stage, but want to share some kind of good, cool ideas in the 10-minute sessions. So of course, the concept is known from some of the meetups, but it's right now being placed in the official agenda. Previously, we had some kind of unofficial Friday lightning talk circles, but in this case, it will be probably something more formalized and more orchestrated from the HQ perspective, and everyone can apply for lightning session slot. I only think I already think a couple steps ahead. As someone who submitted talk proposals, I expect to be rejected and declined. So maybe it would be good to have some opportunity here to submit this. And the rejections will be announced on 15th, and this deadline is for 5th. So I need to sort out logistics timelines, but it sounds like a really cool idea, and I would love to see a lot of great lightning talks. Because to be fair, it's a great opportunity for everyone to bring any kind of idea. What we have done, what package we've built, what kind of solutions for clients we developed, right? What crazy commerce extension with it, what shipping provider we've implemented, and things like that. So bring it up, think about it. The time for applications is until 5th of March. And yeah, submit the idea and be there. And I can see that Ravi is keeping us informed, because Umbraco Accessibility Day, I won't be trying to pronounce it correctly again, but this event is also looking for speakers, and it was announced it will happen on 16th of May. So plenty of time, I wanted to say, but it's not that a lot of the time. But yeah, sessions can be submitted through the Sessionize, and CFP opened up on 14th February, and the end of the CFPs is on 31st of March. So plenty of opportunities again to exchange the knowledge, and of course this particular event targets the accessibility topics around the Umbraco, and as Umbraco has its accessibility team, it's a lot of really great improvements and topics to talk about. And I don't know what about you guys, but if I hear and I speak a lot with front-end developers about accessibility and optimizations done on that, it's a big box that we can explore, and I'm sure that the team behind the event will make sure that we'll have a great agenda on the event itself. And the team here is as well a lot of the great names and people who are very active amongst the community from the very beginning. I'm just trying if I didn't miss anything from the events part. I hope I didn't. If I didn't mention meetups, but I probably can point everyone to Umbraco Pro account on the meetup.com. It's a lot of them happening. I don't know, guys, if you attend any of this or you plan to attend. Oh, and what about you? You've been kind of involved in organizing some of them as well in the past.
Yeah, I organised the Edinburgh meetup, and we had a meetup just on Tuesday, just gone. And yeah, we're kind of like, as always, we're looking at kind of reshaping how our meetups work since COVID. Numbers have dropped off a bit because people aren't based in city centres anymore. They're all working from home. So we're kind of looking at maybe going slightly hybrid. So maybe have speakers join us from anywhere in the world virtually while we all meet up somewhere locally in Edinburgh. But yeah, just trying our best to keep the community running in the local area. So
yeah, it's not easy. It's go ahead.
Oh, sorry, Marcin. Actually, Jens Skovgaard, my colleague, he's arranging a new meetup right now, and I asked him, what are you going to talk about? And he said, we just love Umbraco. We don't care. We'll find something to talk about, you know? So, yeah.
That's how great ideas are being born, right? So that's exactly what I wanted to mention, because it's not an easy time for meetups and for conferences in general. People, I do agree that people distributed a lot more. And Tobias, as you mentioned about the little kid, I do remember how this idea of umbraCoffee has been born, because I was having a little one and I couldn't attend all the events that I was attending earlier. But there are ways of approaching this challenge, and some of these events are online as well. So I think that everyone who is looking for knowledge and people who have similar interests around them will find something for themselves. And of course, a lot of them are happening in the UK area, but even in India, there are groups that are meeting regularly and talk and chat about Umbraco stuff. So take a look on this page in particular, and Umbraco also has on umbraco.com a huge section of the community activities, and it's all there. But it's hard to really keep up with all the events because there are so many. I mean, next week it's like 2, 4, 6 events. So that's crazy.
Yeah, we've got the latest Leeds one on the 29th of February. That's England as well.
So yeah, let us know how it's going, and if there will be anything that is worth sharing further. Also, we'll much appreciate information, because in the next month we'll of course catch up again, and we'll talk about another Umbraco activities. So keep us updated as well. And last set of some other news that I wanted to mention. First of all, Umbraco collab, Umbraco Lab. It's still happening. It's still on Discord server, and yesterday the community team hacked and explored some Umbraco Bellissima property editors, so the new ways of approaching property editors in Umbraco 14 and onwards. And the recording of it is on YouTube, so everyone can take a look on that one there. Also, speaking about Bellissima and Umbraco 14, Kevin Jump is constantly releasing great articles from his early adopters perspective to Umbraco 14, and it's a lot of great articles from perspective of Kevin's experience, and of course as someone who is actively developing packages to Umbraco since ever, I believe, and is a great overview and great set of knowledge, which evolved into something what right now is an article that is gathering all of the Bellissima work in progress things. So for the people who are in the challenge of migrating towards Umbraco 14, building packages, it was also started by Marcus Johansson, who was sharing a lot of approaches to his products that he was porting over. Yeah, it's a lot of knowledge already, and there is less excuses, more articles, less excuses to not do it anymore, which is really cool. And speaking about Lee, also one of the announcements that was made not that far in time, Lee can't get more MVP awards, unfortunately, because he joined Umbraco HQ officially now. So that's a story behind it, and it was a really nice story. And everyone who had an ability to meet Lee can really relate to that and understand the motivation and challenges that are right now ahead of Lee and the team who is developing the Bellissima Umbraco version. 3 more things to go. New profile from this month, Richard Jackson. Richard joined me for the Christmas special episode of umbraCoffee. Now he has been awarded or announced as a new profile of this month. and I won't be spoiling a lot. It's his story about his community involvement, everything what he's doing actively, also how he attended the Christmas special with me wearing these crazy glasses, and what are his plans to approach more. So, and some really nice advices for us all. So take a look on that one if you are interested in meeting another review profile. And 3 things more. Umbraco contributing partners being announced this month. All of the partners that are actively helping Umbraco are being awarded with the badge and the celebrated and this blog post that is gathering them all. And if we want to also help Umbraco, this is the final part and the final announcement. Very tough one. Very tough one. And something for your creativity as well. Tobias, I can see also you have a really cool ideas. So what can be the next Umbraco sticker to be done by Umbraco? Umbraco is looking for some ideas. There were a couple of them shared, but I'm sure that we can do better and we can share more. Do you have any ideas more to share with Umbraco? What would be the next sticker? I know you are a huge fan of stickers. Do you have ideas?
I love stickers, but yeah, I've been scratching my head for this one, and I'm going to think of something. But yeah, it'd be quite cool to have your own sticker kind of produced by Umbraco and for people to stick on their laptops.
Maybe something commerce related then. Maybe some kind of, yeah, we'll see. But think about it and help Umbraco to do something cool. I'm sure that we have some creative people amongst the community who can come up with something crazy. And that was all what I planned to mention today. Is there anything else that you want to add, guys, from your perspective? Any more call to actions or anything to do?
No, all good from me, I think. No, thanks for having me. Really enjoyed it. It's been a good session.
Yeah, thank you very much. And thank you. Yeah, thank you, Tobias and Matt and Owen for joining me today. Looking forward to see what you will come up with, both from the community activity perspective and also from the commerce community team on your side, guys. Keep us up to date, share your work, and I hope to see you all soon in real life. Soon, I mean by Cold Garden. So very soon, very soon. But yeah, take care. Thank you very much, everyone who are watching with us, who are watching us today. Be sure to like, subscribe. I forgot about being YouTuber. Like, subscribe, share it with your family. Register 7 Google accounts and subscribe from all of them, because we need to reach out to 1,000 subscribers finally at some point. We are very close to that. If not, I will register 40 accounts and I will do it myself soon. But please do subscribe and like, and yeah, if you enjoyed and if you think that there's something interesting for your team members or people around you that was mentioned during this episode, just copy, paste the link and let them rewatch it, because it will stay on YouTube forever. So yeah, thank you very much. Have a lovely rest of the day and a great weekend ahead, everyone. And see you soon on another umbraCoffee. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks, Marcin. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.